Hey there, this part of the video is about the bearing. I got the bearing in today. They said it was going to come yesterday. And then yesterday they said it was going to come tomorrow, but it came today. So anyway, this is the bearing. It's a 707. Actually, the bearing says AC, but this one is just C. And I kept wondering what the A was for. And it's for this dimension here, which is the angle. Yeah, so this is the relationship to the numbers. This is part. I mean, there's a lot of numbers. Like this bearing here has a B-XL-TVP, and this one has a A5. I mean, there's a lot there. Here's another breakdown of what the letters stand for. Yeah, so this is the bearing I picked out. I got off eBay. It's a NACHI, which I believe is a name brand. I mean, there's a lot of bearings, and some of them are cheap and some are expensive, but most of these ones I looked at are pretty much middle of the road. This is the seller, or the eBay item number. Now these bearings were $85 each. This is the person who was selling them. That's the eBay number. Now they were $85 each, no shipping. So I've seen them, like I said, for anywhere from $35, $65, and then the Grizzly, they sell theirs for $425, and McMaster Cars got them for, I think, $315. I mean, if I was using it for, production or something, yeah, I'd probably go with that. But I mean, it's basically a hobby machine, and I only use it part-time. And I did talk to a bearing manufacturer, and he said that the bearings I have they're basically low-end Chinese bearings. And when you consider what they do, I mean, they're just for the pulley, they're not for the spindle. So if you had, you got the pulley here, and then you got the gear down here, and the bearings are inside of here. And then, of course, you got the belt to go back to the motor. So all you're really doing is you're spinning this part, and because these bearings they're basically a thrust bearing and a bearing all in one. So what you're doing is you're locking this pulley from excessive wear up and down. So the only wear you really see up and down is the belt. The belt's got to fit in the groove within a certain range. And I mean, it's very flexible. I mean, if you're off a little bit, it doesn't make a bit of difference. But, you know, with the one bearing up here and the other bearing down there, it basically locks the pulley from moving back and forth. And then, of course, you know, it spins around in a circle. So it's it doesn't have to be a super high class bearing. I mean, it's a P5, so it's kind of like middle of the road. And actually, when I took the bearings out, I looked at them, and I really didn't see any wear on them. I did see where they were lacking lubrication. But I figured, well, for, you know, 160 bucks, I'll throw in a new set of bearings, and when I look at them, if they don't look good, I'll use the old ones or whatever, you know. But like I said, you know, it's a part-time hobby thing, and I mean, they're not the cheapest, and they're not the most expensive. But I bought some of that special grease, that bearing grease, so that should help out. And of course, I'm going to save the old ones. They're in a wrapper. That's pretty good. And of course, one faces one way and the other one faces the other way, because what you're capturing this pulley, and you're trying to keep it from moving up and down. So that's pretty good. So one side should be thinner and the other side should be thicker. Okay, this is the thicker side. This is the thinner side. And this side has the numbers on it, just like the other one. That was the thicker side. Now the only thing is, this one has a steel thing separating the balls, as to where the other one was like a phenolic. And the picture on eBay showed a phenolic one. That's the reason I wanted to get it, but this is a steel one. So I really don't know if that's a big factor. Oh, this says Japan on it too. The other one said China. This one says Japan. It doesn't have the name brand on it. It's only got it on the box. It's not on the bearing. But I guess we'll try it. I'm sure it'll work. No, you took it with you. You had it in your hand. Yeah, I was thinking before I open these up, how I'm going to get these on. You know, I should heat them up in the oven, but I was a little concerned about that phenolic spacer that was in there, but I guess I don't have to worry about it now because it's not there. This is steel. So I'd like to heat these up a little bit in the oven, maybe 150 degrees, and then freeze the shaft. And I mean, it came off. I mean, there was a little resistance, you know, a little interference fit, which there should be. But, you know, maybe if I heat this up a little bit and cool the other piece, it'll basically drop on, which will be good because I hate to have to force it on. But yeah, maybe I'll try that now. I'm thinking maybe 150 degrees. But anyway, just wanted to show that to you. All right.